You may have noticed something small at first, not dramatic, not alarming. Just a moment where you reached for a wall, or slowed down before stepping off a curb, or hesitated before turning too quickly, and maybe you told yourself it was nothing. Just being careful. Just age. Just one of those days. But deep down, something felt different. Not pain. Not weakness. Exactly. Uncertainty, a quiet feeling that your body didn't respond quite as automatically as it once did. Balance is strange that way. When it works, you never think about it. When it starts to fade, you think about it constantly. And yet, almost no one explains why this happens. Not clearly, not in a way that actually makes sense. Most people are told it's normal, that it's just muscles getting weaker, that they should be careful or exercise more. But here's the part that matters. Many seniors who lose balance are doing everything they're told. They walk, they stretch, they hit what is considered healthy, and still their confidence shrinks. Their steps become cautious, their movements become measured. Because balance is not just about strength, and it's not just about age. There is a hidden reason balance changes after 65. And once you understand it, everything else starts to fall into place. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear may explain something you've felt for years, but were never able to name. You may believe balance lies in the legs. Most people. Does strong legs mean steady steps? Weak legs mean instability. That sounds logical, and it's why so many seniors focus only on leg exercises. But balance is not controlled by the legs. The legs are only the last link in the chain. Balance begins somewhere else entirely. It begins in communication, between your brain, your nerves, your inner ear, your muscles, and your senses. Balance is not strength. Balance is timing, and after 65, timing is what quietly changes. You may feel like your feet hesitate before moving, like your body takes an extra moment to respond. That pause is not clumsiness. It's a delayed signal. Imagine a conversation where one person speaks clearly, but the other hears the words half a second late. Nothing is technically broken, but the rhythm is off. That's what happens inside the aging body. Signals still travel, but they travel differently. And no one explains this well. Here's why many healthy habits stop working the way you expect after 60. Walking is good. Stretching is good. Eating well is good. But those things were designed for a younger system. A system where signals moved quickly, where digestion was efficient, where inflammation was low, where muscles responded instantly. After 65, the body changes its priorities. Digestion slows. Nerve sensitivity dulls slightly. Blood flow becomes less precise. Not dramatically, not suddenly, quietly. And when these systems change together, balance is often the first thing affected. Because balance depends on precision. A fraction of a second matters. That's why someone can feel strong, but still feel unsteady. That's why test results can look normal, but the body feels different. Balance is not measured well by standard tests. It's experienced. You feel it when you turn your head, when you stand up too quickly, when you step onto uneven ground, and when balance fades, something else fades with it. Independence. Not all at once, but piece by piece. Here's a question many seniors never ask themselves. Why does balance decline even when muscles still feel capable? The answer is uncomfortable at first, because it means effort alone is not enough. Balance is controlled by three systems working together. Your muscles provide movement. Your nerves provide timing. Your inner ear provides orientation. Most people focus only on the first, but after 65, the second and third become far more important. Your nerves are like electrical wires. Over time, the insulation around them changes. Signals don't disappear. They soften. They arrive with less clarity. That means your muscles don't get the same crisp instructions they once did, not because the muscles are weak, but because the message is quieter. Now add digestion into the picture. Many nutrients that support nerve signaling are absorbed less efficiently with age. Not because you're deficient on paper, but because absorption changes. You may be eating the right foods, but your body is no longer using them the same way. And nerves are sensitive. They need specific nutrients. Delivered at the right time, in the right form, without that balance slowly erodes. Let's talk about something rarely discussed. Fear. Not panic. Not anxiety, but quiet fear. The fear of falling. The fear of embarrassment. The fear of losing control. This fear doesn't come first. It comes after balance starts to change. And once it arrives, it tightens the body. Movements become stiff. Breathing becomes shallow. This tension makes balance worse, not better. So the body enters a loop. Balance feels uncertain. Fear increases, movements stiffen. Balance declines further. This is not psychological weakness. It's a natural response, and it's why simply telling seniors to be careful is harmful. Carefulness, without understanding, leads to restriction. Restriction leads to decline. The real solution is clarity. Understanding what's actually happening inside the body. Here is the hidden mechanism most people never hear about. After 65, the body prioritizes survival over precision. It conserves energy. It simplifies processes. Fine motor control becomes less important than basic function. This is not failure. It's adaptation, but balance requires fine control. Tiny adjustments. Constant feedback. When the body shifts into conservation mode, balance becomes less automatic. Not because it's gone, but because it's no longer prioritized. The good news is this: the body can be reminded, but not through force, through strategy. Most people believe balance is trained by standing on one foot. That can help, but it's incomplete. Balance is trained by restoring communication between nerves and muscles, between senses and movement, and this is where nutrition becomes critical. Not calories, not protein, specific nutrients that support nerve signaling and muscle timing. Many seniors unknowingly eat foods that increase inflammation. Nothing extreme, nothing obvious, but inflammation dulls nerve signals. It creates background noise. Imagine trying to hear a whisper in a crowded room. That's what your nerves experience when inflammation is present. Balance requires clarity, quiet, precision. And once inflammation is reduced, signals sharpen. Movements feel smoother. Confidence begins to return. Timing matters more than quantity. Eating the right foods at the wrong time does little. After 65, the nervous system responds best earlier in the day. Morning and early afternoon are when nerve sensitivity is highest. Late-night eating burdens digestion and interferes with overnight nerve repair. This is why many seniors feel unsteady in the morning, not because they slept poorly, but because overnight repair was incomplete. Small adjustments here create large changes, not overnight, but steadily. Let's reframe something important. Balance is not lost. It is muted, and muted things can be turned up. Gently, consistently. Without strain, when nerve signals improve, muscles respond differently. Steps feel more certain. Turns feel smoother. The ground feels more predictable. Not because it changed, but because your body reads it better. This is where many people feel hope for the first time. Because they realize they're not broken. They're simply operating with incomplete information. Once you understand that balance depends on communication, not just strength, you stop blaming yourself, and when blame disappears, progress begins. Here's what actually helps. After 65, not drastic changes, not exhausting routines. Precision. Supporting nerve health through gentle movement, reducing inflammation through food choices that calm, not stimulate. Timing meals to support repair, not overload. Balance improves when the body feels safe. Not Ruth, not pressured, safe. And safety allows the nervous system to relax. Relaxation sharpens signals. Sharp signals restore balance. Many seniors are surprised when they notice something unexpected. Their balance improves. But so does their confidence. They move more freely. They stand taller. They stop scanning the room for support, because balance is emotional as well as physical. When trust returns, movement follows. Aging has been framed as loss for too long, but aging is also refinement. The body becomes more selective, more sensitive to details. What worked before may no longer work, but something else does. And once you find it, the body responds with gratitude. If you felt this quiet change in balance, if you've wondered why doctors say everything looks fine, if you've felt frustrated doing all the right things, you're not alone. And you're not imagining it. Understanding restores power. And power restores independence. Before we close, I want to hear from you. How old are you right now? And what part of balance has felt most challenging for you? Turning, standing up? Leave your age and your experience in the comments. We read every message, and if this helped you understand your body a little better, consider subscribing. Not for promises, not for miracles, but for clarity. Because independence begins with understanding, and understanding changes everything.